Hi, this is Jaden Han, and this is Wylock 7th grade, lesson 7. So this first set of problems involves calculating the percentages. So 40% of 240. Well, so the way we first solve this is we have to multiply 40% by 240 to get the final answer. So the easiest way to do this is to convert 40% into a decimal. So then it's easier to multiply. So if 100% if 100% is equal to 1, then 40% would be equal to 0.4. So now we just have to do 240 times 0.4. So 0 times 4 is 0, 4 times 4 is 16, then 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So that gives you your final, and you put the decimal point down. So you get your final answer of 96. All right, let's try out number 4. Well, so similar to last time, the decimal form of 90% would be 0.9. So now we just do 140 times 0.9. So 0 times 9 is 0. 4 times 9 is 36, so 3. You put the 3 on top, and then 9 times 1 is 9, plus 3 is 12. And then you move the decimal point to one place, since there's a decimal point right here. So you get your final answer of 126. All right, one last problem. Let's try out 20%. So 20% of 250. Well, 20% is 0.2, so 250 times 0.2. Well, 0 times 2 is 0. Then 5 times 2 is 10. So you put the 0 on the bottom and the 1 on top. And then 2 times 2 is 4, plus 5, plus 1 is 5. And then you put the decimal point here, 1 place value. So you get your final answer of 50. All right. Now, now it's kind of like the reverse, where we're trying to find the percentage of the percentage, and it gives us 20. It gives us basically the part and the whole. So if you want to think of a percentage, think of it as a part over a whole. So if we have like a glass of water and it's 40% full, that means let's just say we have a glass of water. That means one glass of water is the whole. And then let's just say we have 4/10 of that. Well, then the part would be 4 and the whole would be 10. So you get 40% of the water is in there. So let's try it out. 20 is what percentage of 25? So in this scenario, 25 is the whole. And 20 is the part. So 20 over 25 would simplify into 0.8. And 0.8 can be converted to 80%. So that is the percentage. So let's try out 3. 15 is what percentage of 90? Well, 90 is the whole now, and 15 is the part. So let's 15 over 90. All right. Well, 15 over 90 can be converted into, 15 over 90 can be converted into 1 over 6. And the decimal form of that is 0.166, and just repeating. So basically, the fraction the percentage of this would be 16.6 repeating percent. All right, let's try out number 8. How many percent of 65 is 15? So it's basically the same question, but they just worded it a little different. So 65 is to the whole and 15 is the part. So if we look at that question, 15 is the part and 65 is the whole. Well, so this can be, I'll just help you out here, but the decimal form of this is 0.231. So this as a fraction or decimal, this as a percent would be 23.1%. All right, and let's try out last one, number 10. How many percent of 35 is 20? Well, 35 is the part, or 35 is whole and 20 is the part. So this can be simplified into 4/7, which as a decimal is equal to 0.571. And that as a percent is 57.1%. All right. The last section here involves pretty much the same as the first section, but now it's going to be percentages above 100%. So as mentioned before, 100% is equal to 1. So let's use that as a basis. Well, if 100% is equal to 1, then 450% is equal to 4.5. So now we just multiply 100 times 4.5. And this should give you 100 times 4.5. So 0.005. And then you have to add a 0 here since you're moving up to a higher place value. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 again is 0. And then 4 times 1 is 4. So you add this all up. And then we put the decimal point here. So you get your final answer of 450. All right, let's try out number 6. Well, the decimal point of, or the decimal version of 300% is just 3. So we just have to do 50 times 3, and you get your final answer of 150. All right, last problem. Let's try out number 11. So if 100% is equal to 1, well, then it would be 3.5. 350% is equal to 3.5. So all we'd have to do is 100 times 3.5. So 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 again is 0. And then 5 times 1 is 5. Then since we're going up in a decimal point, we add a 0, or we add another 0. So 0 times 3 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. And then 1 times 3 is 3. So 0, 0, 5, 3. And then we put the decimal point here. So you get your final answer of 350. All right, that's all for today. And thank you for listening.